What's going on, masters of balance? Human beings on a quest, on a journey. The quest continues. The battle continues between the lower nature and the higher nature. Or is it even a battle anymore? Is it even a battle? This is more like a chess game. Now, today I'm talking about our brother on YouTube, Hamza, who's absolutely smashing it. Just want to shout to you and say congratulations, man, and keep it up with everything that you're doing. But today, I want to share some perspectives. I want to share why you should not be like the old Hamza. Why you should not be that guy who goes round sleeping with many women. In other words, getting out, partying, getting drunk, right? Getting off your bonnet. Do you know what I mean? I want to add some perspective to this. So this ain't a hate video, not at all. I fully appreciate Hamza. I fully appreciate all the videos that you put out, man. You have influenced so many dear Jeffreys. And you inspired the Jeffrey in me to actually start watching content and really quit smoking weed, obviously. And yeah, it's, you know, you've had an impact, bro. You've had an impact. So fully appreciating it, man. Now, I remember in one of your videos, if you watch Hamza's videos, he'll talk about how he used to go out getting really wasted, club life, party life, sleeping with an XYZ girl, right? Sleeping with all kinds of different girls. And even in his videos, he says, don't be like me. Don't be like that. But some of you guys don't get the message. Some of you guys don't get the message and think, oh, well, if he did that, then I need to do that. I'm here to tell you, on today's video, you don't need to get girls. Wow. I mean it. You don't need to get girls, brother, sister. If you're watching and you're a sister and you're into females, you don't need to get girls. You don't need to be proving something to yourself or other people by getting with a lot of women. Now, let me share a little bit about my personal story. When I was in uni, I was almost pulled into this world of pickup. I was almost pulled in, but I didn't quite get pulled in. And let me explain that. I was very unconfident around women, super intimidated and overwhelmed by their presence. I could never approach them and just say hello. Until one summer I decided to go out and I decided to speak to a lot of women, especially the ones that I was really attracted to. And I even attempted to get many of their phone numbers. Now, of course, in the beginning, it wasn't so successful. And I was so insecure. When I did this again and again, right? And this is the only reason why you should, in my opinion, pursue multiple women and focus on getting girls. It was just to build confidence in my communication. That is it. It was just to build confidence in my communication. Okay? So I never went on dates with these women. I didn't want to go on dates with these women. All I was doing was proving to myself that I could do this, that I could speak, that I could communicate. And so if you're like me, or if you're anything like I was, you probably have a lot of difficulty speaking to women, asking for what you want, asking them for their numbers, saying how you honestly think and feel. Authentic expression. Do you get me? Now, you can do that by filming yourself on a camera. You can get better at authentic expression. But you can also go out there and approach all the women that look like they're intimidating to you and speak to them. Okay, this is a great thing that you can do. Get out your comfort zone. Do it. Speak to them. But don't put it inside, man. You don't need to be sleeping with a lot of women. You don't even need to be going on dates with them. It is a slippery slope. And you're going to continually be trying to prove something to yourself and to them that you're some attractive guy. Now, an attractive man is not just a man who can communicate with presence, who can communicate with honesty and authenticity. An attractive man is a man that knows his worth, okay? You gotta know the worth of your sperm, bro. You gotta know the worth of your juice, baby. You gotta know the worth of your juice. So I would not recommend sleeping with women. Nope. I'll be fully honest with you in this video, and you might be thinking, well, you're just making that video because you can't get girls. I've been with women. I've been with some women. I've had 2 girlfriends in my life, right? First girlfriend, I was 20. Second girlfriend, like 23. Third partner, it was a polyamorous one, open relationship. Get this, guys. She was okay with me being with other girls. Get this is the power of communication. She was okay with me being with other girls. But I still wouldn't recommend that now. I wouldn't recommend that. I didn't sleep around when I was in school. I didn't sleep around with loads of girls. I just got their numbers because I had confidence issues, okay? And so this whole casual body-to-body masturbation, casual sexing, I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's what the high-value men should be doing. I think this is of the lower nature. This is lusting. This is just clutching to another pleasure, okay? This is just another addiction. So if you really want to be a high-value man, if you want to be someone that you're proud of being, then I wouldn't say blow your load into every woman. In fact, I would say do this instead. Say no. Say no to promiscuous women. Say no to promiscuous women. The women that are willing to let you inside of them on the first date. That's not wifey. That ain't wifey. Now, it depends how old you are right now as you're watching this video. But no sex before marriage. This is the way that it's going. This is the way that it's going. So many of us young men are realizing, maybe we've been watching the red pill content, but we're realizing that we're living in this effeminate society. Now, what is that? It's a strange one. The masculine and feminine energies are disrupted. A lot of women today are more masculine and a lot of men today are more feminine. So when Hamza's describing this Jeffrey character, this guy's feminine male. He's a feminine male. He isn't integrated in his masculinity. A man who's integrated in his masculinity knows his worth, okay? And he ain't into that pleasure seeking. So how can you overcome this need to connect and get intimate with a lot of women? Just get out there. Speak to them. Maybe, I might regret saying this, but maybe kiss a few of them, okay? Just get that confidence to know that you can if you really need to do that. It changed my life. I got to be honest, it did change my life when I started doing this. And I gained the confidence to speak to women. But I didn't even go on dates with them. I didn't go back to theirs. I didn't do any of that nonsense. Why? Because I guess they ain't worth it. That's not me trying to speak down on them. It's if you're willing to open up and let a man in on the first date, then sorry, but that's not going to be a good wife. That's not going to be a good long-term partner. That is not going to be a good long-term partner. So understand what it is that you're actually looking for in a relationship. What are you looking for? Are you just looking to get freaky? Or are you looking for something that actually lasts? Because I can guarantee, if it's just to get freaky, that chemistry is going to fade. That chemistry ain't going to last that long. And then it's going to crumble. And here's what's going to happen most likely, is you're going to be pulled into a relationship where you feel really guilty and you're going to feel like you should be more attracted to her. And she's going to be saying she loves you and all stuff like that because you've been inside. You can't take that back. It's not just physical. And this is where I think Hamza's videos are a little bit, they're missing something. As much as I love your videos, bro, I have loved your videos before I stopped watching YouTube so much. Spirituality, the non-physical aspect to our human nature, it's real. It's real. And so you know it, bro. You've said it feels like you split your soul, right? And so I'm just saying to all you guys watching Hamza's videos, you don't need to go and do that life. I didn't do that life. I didn't sleep with loads and loads and loads of women. But look, now I'm a confident man. I'm a confident man who's creating his own business. It starts from home, teaching meditation, teaching yoga, personal development, self-mastery, leading groups, really achieving amazing things in life, traveling around the world. Beautiful. But we don't have to be putting our penis inside of every woman, okay? And I wouldn't recommend this. This will cost you. This will cost you more than you think, more than you know. So, promiscuity, I say no to the women. Say no to the women that are willing to open up their legs like that. Say no, because it ain't respectful. They ain't respecting what sex is, what it was created for. They ain't respecting it. If you don't respect it, then the chances are you'll feel low about yourself. You will, because you'll keep giving yourself away to every girl. The first girl that gives you a bit of attention. The first girl that gives you a bit of attention, you'll be like, let me give you it all, baby. Let me give you all of me. That's what it used to be like with me. I wouldn't go so far to sleep with them, but wow, I would get obsessed. I would get obsessed. So what changed for me? First and foremost, I realised I'm not just going to get with any girl. So get to that point where you feel so good in yourself, where you're like, I ain't just getting with any girl. And you don't need to become this pick-up master to get to that point where you can choose who you want to connect with. It starts with you. It starts with you. Come to understand that your juice is so valuable. Come to understand that your life force energy is for better things than pleasure. Okay? For better things than pleasure, like creation, contribution, doing something, creating something for yourself, creating a foundation, getting in the gym, getting strong, man. Because the moment you start connecting with the woman like that, you start penetrating her, yeah, and you don't really love her. You don't really love her. You're lusting for her, but she ain't gonna be a good wife. Why? Because she's sleeping around with XYZ. Yeah. She don't have those integrated feminine qualities. You don't have that true companionship. There's going to be issues going forward into the future, trust me. And at the moment, we're living in feminist society. So there's a lot of women that want to dominate men. And they're using sexuality, okay? They know that you're weak. They know that you'll give in. They know that all they have to do is show a bit of skin and your eyes are going to turn. So look away. Close your eyes when you see the girls in the gym. You don't need to be looking at every girl and getting distracted from your path. Focus on yourself more than anything. If that involves building up confidence in communication, cool. Embark on the quest of getting better at communicating just by approaching bare girls. Cool. But you don't need to be going inside of them. This is no disrespect to women. If anything, this is what a lot of women don't seem to understand. It's more respectful. It's, wow, you don't respect yourself. You're going to just open yourself up to me like that and let me in to your bedroom, to your space, sleeping next to you. You don't even know me. I'm not going to do that because I understand that you're a sacred being. This is next level. This is next level. You're a sacred being. You're a woman who's got the capacity to birth a child. This is beautiful. Okay, so you deserve more respect than that. And if you don't respect yourself like that, well, sorry. I ain't going in. So, here's something I want to share. I lusted over a lot of women when I was a kid. I was falling in love with women left, right and centre. In school, I'd be obsessing. If a girl gave me a bit of attention, I would be obsessed. If I'd be outside, in the gym, whatever, I see a nice girl walk past, my attention would be gone and I'd be fully hooked on a fantasy about this woman. I'd be like, she's an angel. Whatever. Go home, now I'm charged up, so scrolling on Instagram, maybe getting up an incognito window, watching things I shouldn't be watching, porn, masturbating, ejaculating, feeling like a lesser man. All from that. They don't understand what it's like for us guys, our drive, our urge, right, to reproduce, to get funky. They don't realize the gravity of it. So just seeing a hot girl and you're staring at people's bums, you're staring at the booties, yeah? Just doing that is enough to get you so ramped up that if you go home, you'll bust a nut. Or you'll start seeking and seeking and seeking because they're showing all the bodies. A high value man doesn't get with a girl that's got a booty all over Instagram. That's my perspective. If she's got a booty on Instagram, sorry, what are you doing? Why are you showing that to the whole world? Most of the time it's through insecurity, innit? Most of the time it's just to get attention. Most of the time it's for the likes and that. It's like, that ain't wifey material. So start asking these questions. What would a high value man do? Yeah? And if a high value man is attracting a high value woman, what's a high value woman like? Consider the qualities of what makes a good wife. Consider this. Most women today, especially these promiscuous ones, they don't know how to nourish themselves. They don't know how to look after their bodies internally. They don't feed themselves good. They don't look after themselves good. Okay? They might think they're looking after themselves good by smashing the gym like a guy. But it's different for men and women. Again, this ain't an attack on women, and it ain't an attack on you if you're a woman that lifts. It's just, do you feel comfortable in your femininity? Women, if you're watching this, do you feel comfortable in your femininity? If a woman can't nourish her body, then she's going to give the child that you're probably going to have with her if you're busting nuts in her, yeah? She's probably not going to be able to nourish that child very well. Now, where does this lead? This leads to the same cycle of Jeffreys being created and the female version of Jeffrey. Trauma patterns, bad parenting, kids growing up with ill health, low confidence, because the man in the house is being full on manipulated. Full on manipulated, so there's no respect for father. There's no respect for father in the house. And he can't hold himself grounded. He ain't grounded because he's been living like a beta for so long. He's been living just for pleasure for so long. He can't ground his emotions. His head's all over the place. Can't even hold eye contact without getting nervous. Can't even, hold a space and ground that space of emotional charge if it's a bit chaotic. So it's important for us to know our worth. We got to know our worth. We got to stop saying yes to every woman that wants to mate, okay? And value our load a lot more because it's different for us when we've ejaculated. It's bare tiredness, creative energy, gone. Life force energy, drained. Motivation, drained. Yeah? You wake up in the morning with that girl. You don't do your morning routine. You don't work out. You don't look after yourself, and then you feel depleted. In other words, you sold your soul. You sold your soul for some vagina, to put it bluntly. And so, let's stop doing this. I invite you to stop doing this. If you've been watching Hamza's videos and you think that you got to be a player, you don't have to be a player. I wasn't a player in school. I wasn't a player. I was a geek. I was a geek in school. Okay? I was a nerd. But I developed the social skills to be friends with a lot of people. And then I built up my confidence that way. And then I learned how to speak to women. But I didn't hook up with loads and loads of girls. If anything, I was the kid that was wanting that but not getting it. And here's what I want to leave you with. One day soon, if you focus on your own growth, you focus on yourself, you focus on your personal development, your spiritual development, your psychological development, and healing your past, healing your stuff, these addictive patterns from the root, you start becoming a man that you are proud of. You'll be so grateful that you didn't get with those girls. You'll be so grateful that you didn't get with those girls that you thought you wanted. And you might even see them in the future. You'll see them in situations and you'll just be like, wow, I'm so glad I'm not that guy next to her. I'm so glad I'm not that guy. That's the feeling I got. I used to lust over all these girls that I was in school with and all these girls on Instagram. Now, as soon as the booty's out on Instagram, it's like, no. Of course, the lower nature can get pulled into that. So we got to look away, right? Understand the animal nature of a human being and a man. That when we see that stuff, we're not supposed to be seeing that. Scrolling down on Instagram, seeing our Instagram feed full of naked or semi-naked women. We're not supposed to see that in nature. And so that's going to create a strong sexual drive in you. One that's not balanced and not sustainable and not resourceful. Okay, so we ain't even supposed to see that. So the moment you see that, she gets a no. She gets a no the moment you say that. Okay? The moment you see those pictures on Instagram, she gets a no. This is just how I do it. And then all those girls that I used to fancy, now I look at them, I'm just like, wow, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that didn't work out. And I promise you, if you work on yourself, you'll get to that point where you'll be so glad that you waited. You'll be so glad that you focused on yourself. You'll be so glad that you didn't just give it all away, okay? And spend years and years in these relationships with women that are trying to dominate you through their appearance, right? Through their emotions, guilt tripping with their emotions. An integrated masculine man is okay with upsetting people if that has to happen. Okay? If she gets upset, it is what it is. If you're being true and honest and you're not being a douche, you know, of course, if you're being abusive, it's a different story. But if her emotions, right? If she says, oh no, don't get up at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, or whenever you get up to do your morning routine, stay in bed, ejaculate with me. Are you mad? And you start getting out of bed. This is what would happen with me. I'd start getting out of bed. I'd start feeling guilty because she'd be going, oh no, oh. She'd do that. She'd tut. That would get me. That would get me. So I got, guys. I got. And this wasn't with girls that I was being promiscuous with. This was a girlfriend. This was a girlfriend. Okay? So I don't even agree with girlfriends so much these days. It's like she's wifey or she's not. And so if you're not even looking for a wife, don't do it. Just talk to them. Just talk to them. Don't even get into relationships with them. Maybe have a meetup or something like that, but I wouldn't even recommend that because deep down, you know you want something more. You don't just want to be friends. You don't just want to be friends. I realised I was the worst kind of manipulator. The worst manipulator. And that's the kind of guy that says, I just want to be friends. When you don't really, you totally want more. So if you want more, you can't be a high value man if you keep meeting up with her and you're not honest about it. Because you're being a manipulator. You're being a little golem with an ulterior motive. Bless you, bro. I'm not talking down on you and trying to make you feel small. I understand, right? You're scared to tell her how you actually feel. You're scared, and so you pretend. You pretend that you just want to be friends. But that's not the way. That's not the way. So get honest about your intention. Realize that you actually don't want to just be friends with women. This took me a while to understand, but it made a lot of difference in my life when I realized that that is the biggest manipulator. Zan Perion, if you check him out on YouTube, this guy, he pointed it out clear. He said, the worst manipulators are the ones that say they just want to be friends, because they're there the whole time with an ulterior, secret agenda, hidden agenda. Do you know what I mean? That's slimy, man. That's slimy. There's no honor in that. There's no honor. So be honest about your intention. Speak to girls if that's what you need to do to build up some confidence. Go for it. But know your worth, and don't be putting it inside any XYZ girl that's willing to do it on the first date. Okay? I'm not even into kissing girls on the first date. I don't even go on dates no more. It's not about that now for me. Last time I went on a kind of date was a few months ago. And it was just to test this theory, just to test how I feel. It was like, right, I can see I don't want to just be a friend. I definitely want more. But she's not wifey material for me. I don't want to marry this woman. Nah. Okay. So get clear what it takes, you know, how to identify a woman. I'm still learning plenty here, but how to identify a woman that's going to be a good wife. Simple. She can be feminine. She is quite feminine. She's not all domineering and masculine and aggressive and stuff like that, controlling. No, no, no. She ain't arguing with you and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? She's feminine. She appreciates her period. She can actually have a period. She doesn't suppress that stuff because she's trying to live like a man. And blessings to the sisters, because they've been forced into this situation with the society and structure that we live in. They're pushed to work like men. But that's something that they've wanted. They fought for that. We want to work like men. We want to work the same as men. Okay, well, then that means that when you're menstruating, you're going to have to work like a man. But that ain't going to go down well, because you're going to suppress that stuff. You're going to become more masculine, domineering, and then unattractive to men who value themselves. Okay? So the world's going in an interesting direction. Hamza's been putting out a lot of content on this stuff, and I vibe with it. I vibe with it fully. I vibe with a lot of things Hamza's saying. I just say you don't have to be like he was. That's the message in this video. You don't need to be like younger Hamza. You don't need to be like younger Hamza. Right? Is that clear? You don't need to be sleeping with XYZ girl. If anything, the less you sleep with, the better. Don't sleep with any. Maybe have a little fun here and there. Feel what it's like. Test it. But I know this, man. This is for me. This is how I navigate those waters. I know the moment we touch lips, which is why I don't do that no more. The moment we touch lips, yeah, kissing's all right. You're not going to lose so much from doing that. But this is the thing. If you haven't got the strength in your masculine energy, then once you've kissed the girl, you'll be all over her. You'll be hooked. You'll be doing everything she asks for. You'll be, anything for you, baby. Yeah. So I don't even kiss no more. And if she's willing to kiss on the first date, it's like, nah, no contact. No contact. Out of respect for me and respect for you. Again, they don't really understand this, but I respect women on a level so much now that I don't even want to touch them. After so many years of meditating, becoming tantric in a sense, I can feel a woman's energy when I touch her, and it can get so sensual. Even a hug, it can feel sexual. If I was a married man, I would not want that interaction with another woman. Okay? I would not want that interaction with another woman. And so, if I am valuing myself and becoming a man that is going to be a married man, then I'm starting now. I'm not getting involved in those those situations with girls that I know I don't actually want to be with, just for the pleasure of it, okay? And it ain't fair on them either, because they start thinking, oh, this is the guy. This is the guy. because they felt a little bit of chemistry. Don't be fooled by chemistry. There's something that I can finish this video on. Don't be fooled by chemistry. Yeah? Stop sleeping with promiscuous women. Chemistry is just chemistry. It's just like magnets. And there's a polarity in energy. But as soon as you start getting close with her, if she's a promiscuous one, if she's one that's letting many, many guys into her, right, without question, then the dynamics are going to change very quickly. And she'll start being more masculine. And you'll start being more feminine. And it'll turn very sour. And you'll start really not liking the situation because you'll feel like you won't be able to get out of it. You'll feel controlled. Okay, this is exactly how I felt in my relationship. So I guess if you're going to do it, I'd say at least go into an actual relationship and then experience the dark side of that. Of being manipulated and controlled and letting yourself get manipulated and controlled by the masculine female of today's day. Modern feminist, paradoxically, doesn't turn women feminine. Makes them more masculine. That's exactly what they fought for, was the right to be more masculine, if you think about it. So, do we want more masculine women? Do you want more masculine women? Is that who you want to connect with? Someone that wants to penetrate you? Yeah? Is that what you want? If that's not what you want, then reserve yourself, be in your masculine energy, and they'll follow eventually. It's just nature. It's not like we're, above, in a sense like that. We're equal human beings, aren't we? In a sense. But the yang energy leads, the masculine energy leads, and so we got to say no. And I'll leave you with this. I know I keep saying I'm going to bring it to an end, but I had a couple experiences where I went to a girl's place. I was just hanging out, with her. I was maybe, like willing to kiss maybe. And she invites me back to a room and she says, do you want to come back to my room? I'm like, the foolish guy I was at the time, I said, okay. This was some years back. I went to a bedroom. It was this like really feminine space that just kind of like pulled me in, like I wanted to just be in there and stay there. And we're laying in bed. We kiss a few times. Forgive me, Allah. This was before I knew, right? This was before I knew. And she wants to get freaky. She wants me to go inside of her. And it's like, nah. I said no. And you know what, man? The last few interactions I've had with women has put them in the feminine energy so well. They tell me they've never experienced that from a man before. They've never experienced a man saying no. Do you want to be like every other guy, or do you want to be the higher nature man, the man who's high value, who says no to these chicks? She'll respect you a ton more, and then she'll start thinking maybe about her tactics a bit better. And this is a world issue that we're talking about here, because the attraction's going off. And so, as we say no, they start to respect themselves more, and then the dynamics start to become naturally aligned again. Good. Okay? So, you don't need to be like the younger Hamza. You don't need to be promiscuous, sleeping with bare women. This isn't a hateful video, of course, I'm sure you can tell. Much love. I wish you well. And I hope that you can do the thing that you're avoiding. Okay? If you're avoiding upping your confidence, your social skills, start doing it. Just start doing it. Start small. Count your small victories. I used to go out there asking girls for the time. This is how it began. Do you have the time? Start small, especially if you're a nerd like I was. Okay, I was so intimidated. You got to start small, be consistent with it, gain some confidence, and then get out of that game. Right? Value yourself highly and do the thing that you're avoiding today. Much love. Peace. By the way, like, subscribe, and all of that. Don't forget to do that if you got some value out of this video. If you got some value, make sure you put a thumbs up, you subscribe and you leave a comment, and you share this with someone that you know is giving all of their power away to women. Giving all of their power away to women. Just because of pleasure. Not on my watch. Peace.